for losers, man. I don't get involved in that stuff. But
Angel Rashad Milligan rolling out.
That's a good question.
Brandon,
we can't ask Rashad questions.
Hey, Rashad.
Yo, what's up? My name's Rashad Milligan. If you are new to the channel, this is the road to 5K subs. All right, we talking new music, we talking a little sports, and we talking about a little news. Right now, I just saw some, so I was like, let me just react to it on stream. And I was like, this will be my first time watching it. So this is my first time watching it. And I want to watch it with you all. And it is, drum roll, please, Angela Yee. She reacted to the whole Jess Hilarious thing.
Breakfast Club. Leave. She's now launching a new podcast called The Latest with LoRosa. Now, the show is described as an extension of her popular segment on The Breakfast Club, where she breaks down the latest in news and pop culture. I'll begin with your thoughts on that and the overall drama that we all heard on the airwaves.
Well, I would say this. When I initially left, they did say they were going to hire 2 people. So that was always the plan. So I'm going to be honest, I don't know what's communicated to anybody. I know Jess was out on maternity leave, and I know that's tough too, coming back. I know she's expressed, having a baby, postpartum, all of those things take a toll. And Lauren works really hard. And Jess does too, like she's on the road. And I think part of why they hired her was because of that. Like she does comedy shows, she goes on the road. That adds a lot to the show.
Has a strong following.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of times it is social media that tends to get people riled up. It's outside forces. It's not what's in the room, and that's what makes tension sometimes build. But what is good is when you can have a blow up and then work through it. And so we just have to see it publicly play out. But I think it looks like they're really working through it. And I feel like this can be an advantage because a lot of people can relate to blow-ups in the workplace, and then how do you move forward from that? Because sometimes the resentment can just build and build and build, and then everything falls apart. But if you can catch it early on, that's a good way to make sure, let's squash this.
So if you knew that they were going to the 2 people or 2 women model, I don't know if it was 2 women, but 2 additional people, how is it that didn't get communicated to Jess Hilarious, or at least it appears that way?
Hey,
well, I'm not sure what they...
This little Fox crew, hey, they hip. Some folks on local news and everything like that, they just speak to the talent, right, that comes in, because that's like the talent that they producers booked or whatever. So they don't really know what's really going on for real. So they'll ask like the basic surface level questions. And even though this is a follow-up that you can ask if you're just listening to the previous answer and following up, they're asking like they're tapped in. They know what's going on. So salute to these 2, and Fox for choosing these folks to let them do. Like, I don't know if they're the morning show anchors, if this is the Fox in New York and everything like that. But yeah, just all around good ideas all around. And then another thing, like morning shows locally are always like kind of softball. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're watching a dog lick a tree. It's so cute, isn't it? Is a lot of traffic going to work and school today, so watch out for I-20. Like, that's like, what I'm saying, the morning news. So I don't know. I appreciate them for not going soft for crazy, but all that stuff, man,
communicated. But I know the plan always was, even when I was there, they were like, we should add another person.
Okay.
And so it was always like, okay, we're going to hire 2 people. And I feel like they've said that. So I'm not sure what was said.
They both did. They both kind of mentioned that, this was always a part of the original plan. Somehow it was a shock factor. Something
got lost in the sauce.
There was a breaking down of communication, and then she ended up blaming Charlemagne and of course DJ Envy for not protecting her in that moment. But then she pointed back to you.
She just said, I'm not crazy.
Yo, these 2, hey, Fox, local Fox in New York, y'all need to give these 2 a raise. These 2 jokers know what they talking about. They plugged in, and they not scared. They not scared. When we was talking about journalism versus the podcast, this is the difference. And they're doing it in a tasteful way because they know how to flow within the conversation, because they studied and they practiced this for years on a professional level. And they're not raising their voice and not, oh, Angela Yee, that ain't what she said. You see the demeanor. Take notes, bro. This is so crazy. Yo, This duo right here, both of y'all, salute, double salute to y'all, man.
And I knew that.
What they say? They say good day, DC. So this is DC. I'm thinking this New York the whole time. It's right there, DC. Rashad reading this fundamental. Anyways, shout out to DC and these two anchors right here in the Chocolate City. They definitely representing well and doing what they have to do. Shout out to Good Day.
but what was she alluding to?
You know what? I saw her one.
What was she alluding to? Is crazy. Bro, these boys, they ain't letting nothing slide. They say it's a morning show. She said, I'm going to just laugh it off. That was crazy, right? He said, but what was that about? They ain't letting nothing slide. They brought out the two black anchors that asked the black questions about the black. I know that's right. Good day, DC.
But I'm not crazy. And, I knew that.
but what was she alluding to?
You know what? I saw her one time. We had like a women's event. And we didn't even have a chance. It was all the women at iHeart. So we haven't really had a chance to even break it down. I think she meant it more as a compliment, like, Angela is not crazy. Because people thought I was crazy for leaving the show. Sometimes people think as the woman, you're the problem. And so when something like this happens, it's like, she's not crazy. Like people, who knows who said that, but
yeah, I thought she was alluding to the fact that maybe you went through something similar behind the scenes and you can relate. And hey,
they not letting her slide out. She tried to backslide out of it. She was like, yeah, I'm not crazy. I'm like, Angela Yee, what you mean? Like, you not crazy? Like, you saying something there if you read between the lines. And girl, she ain't let it slide. He not letting nothing slide. Both of these jokers is on their job. Give them raises right now. All right, anyways, let's get back to it.
She's not crazy, and I'm not either. That's how I took it.
I think all of us took it that way. We were just like, wait, how did Angela get involved in this?
Right.
This man said, I think all of us took it that. They are acting. They are doing their job, bro. They are doing their jobs, bro.
Right.
I don't know. I haven't even had a chance. We saw each other.
I don't even know what's going on. It's only my third day out here. It's only like, whatever you just had. She crazy. Me no habla English. Amazing way to back out. Angela Yee, amazing way to back out. You know what I'm saying? Separate yourself. Sensational back out PR save right here. Sensational press right here. Professional press from these two. The dream team, the dynamic duo. Shout out to Good Day DC. Y'all got something good going on in the Chocolate City. Shout out to Fox. Y'all, hey, we need raises. Fox 10, DC. We need raises for these two.
We were doing like these little group sessions, and we were like, we'll talk later. And
I'm sure you guys will.
Then I left to go to Memphis.
Yeah, I hope that conversation happens because I think both women are equally talented in their own,
they
arena.
Bring something different to the table. I think Jess is hilarious, and then Lauren is a journalist. So I think if they can figure out how to balance those things, and sometimes it's also the conversation of, okay, when do I jump in? Because I also think it's important before a break to sit down and be like, okay, this is what we're about to talk about. What's your point of view? What's your point of view?
We do that every day.
We do that every single day.
I don't know that they are or aren't doing.
I told you they're professionals. I told you these two is professionals. And Angela Yee showing her 30 years of radio experience right there too with that, just saying that preparation. Preparation is the key to everything. If for my journalists out there, if you ever get booked for a segment or anything like that, regardless of how much you know about the topic, it's always best to prepare. So, I'm saying, call up some people or whatever who might know about the topic or just know about segments on air. Call them the night before and talk to them. Talk out like potential, have them give you like a mock interview. The same way that you did in high school of mock interviews with colleges or mock interviews with jobs or mock interviews with scholarship opportunities and stuff like that. Do the same thing with your friends. Mock interviews for segments that you might go on TV or radio or something like that. So when you go on these segments, you're not rambling. You go over their cut time that they have for the TV show or the radio show. And you could be prepared. It all goes back to preparation. And that's something that professionals do to come out with the cleanest and the best product and to really deliver what you wanted to say. Because when you don't prepare and it's kind of off top, then it's a lot of uhs and kind of walking all around the world, rambling to get to the point, which unironically I do all the time here. But that's because all the time I'm not preparing down to the T's. I'm rushing and, I got multiple things going on, but that's no excuse. Always put out the best. Always be professional. Always be pristine and clean and precise with what you're putting out and accurate. So this is just a great example of that. Shout out to Angelique and shout out to this duo right here. They definitely do the homework and work hard. So yeah, salute to them.
Bring that, but I think maybe that has.
Shout out to my boy Phil Lewis too up there in DC. Shout out to Morgan over there at the Black Information Network. All the homies up in DC. I miss y'all. They like, when you coming back? Hey, twin, I don't know when I'm coming back. I'm gonna be out there though. I'm gonna be back in DC in the Chocolate City soon. Believe it.
Has to be something that's even more ingrained.
But then we're collaborating and not competing.
That's the difference.
Yeah.
And you know, one of the things that came out of this is just the conversation around, should people in workspaces, particularly two Black women coming together, should this have been done on air? Should this have been or on social media? Should this have been a private conversation?
You know, I feel like on the Breakfast Club, they do like things to play out on air. And so that
shade.
That's an argument that can be had, but it's also part of, I think, the allure of the show has always been people feeling like part of it. And so that show's been around for what, 14 years now, 15 years. And so I think that part of what people like is they feel like we want to see the inside workings of what's happening.
Yeah,
and
breaking
so
that fourth
there's
wall.
nothing more inside. And then I think also Jess publicly put out her live. And so that is what is the reason why. How do you not address it at all?
That's right.
Because you can't just move on and people are like, what happened? Well, let's let it play out.
Got it. Well, thank you for sounding on. This from the Queen too.
The Queen. They needed two people to fill your seat.
Oh, that's Marissa. Yo, shout out to Marissa Mitchell, man. Atlanta legend for sure. She used to be at Fox 5 and then they moved her up. I don't know if they moved her up or she just decided to go to DC, but she's up in DC now. Shout out to Marissa, man. I didn't even realize that was Marissa, bro. That's like one of my big homies, bro. From like when I was in college. She was at Fox 5 in Atlanta. I was going to school in Atlanta, and she was always just one of those people down to give us tips, down to listen to us, down to all of that. Shout out my boy Jordan in the chat. At the right time, Fox 5 legend. See, Jordan, though, shout out to the East Side producing legend. Jordan Dunlap is in that building tonight. But yeah, no, for sure. Marissa was one of them people that like every single time you approach her or something like that, AABJ, Atlanta Association of Black Journalists and stuff like that, she always give you game, doesn't gatekeep everything like that. But I was like, these people are good. And then I seen that's Marissa. I know her. I don't know this gentleman right here, but salute to him as well. And best of luck to them. They're doing great jobs.
That snaps for losers, man. I don't get involved in that stuff, but.
George Shaw Milligan rolling out.
We can't ask Rashad questions.
Hey, Rashad.